I hereby summon all my imps. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. We're going to go through some more cards to finish up the rest that have come out. Since the release of everything has come out, we'll move on from where we are. So the last one that we left off on here was the informant, so we're going to move on to the next one after the informant, which for us, behave, is going to be the Carving Chisel. Carving Chisel is a 2-mana shaman weapon with 1/3, 1 attack, 3 durability, that has, after your hero's attack, summon a basic totem. I mean, why? Shaman's not trying to have weapons right now. A 1/3 for 2 is pretty underwhelming. It's not the greatest thing in the world. It's not the worst thing in the world, but 1/3 summon a basic totem again. I don't know why they're trying to make Totem Shaman work. I don't know how they think Totem Shaman's going to work. I would have rather had Totem Shaman have a better totem than just a weapon that summons a totem that's a 1/3. So that's what I'm going to give this. Would have rather this been a totem. Even with the same stats, by the way. 2-mana 1/3 totem that after you attack, summon a basic totem would have been awesome for this to just be a totem. If this had been replicating totem or something like that, and you had to get the attack in there, so it was a little bit strange, especially for Shaman, but that would have even been better. Next up for us is Chatty Bartender. Chatty Bartender is a 4-mana 4/4 mage minion card that has, at the start of your turn, if you control a secret, deal 2 damage to all enemies. There's going to be times where you're going to get 2, 3, 4 ticks off the secret if your opponent can't figure out what the secret is. There's some secrets that are going to be really interesting, especially jumping to Wild for just a second. Ice Block on this is going to be ridiculous to put down Ice Block on 3, cast this on 4. I mean, she's got to live for all these to happen. I mean, if this is just a continuous effect, that'd be broken. I mean, she's going to die in a turn or two. But 1, 2 takes 4 damage straight off the bat. You play her down on a secret 4/4 that deals 2, might deal 4. Has to be killed right off the bat. This is going to have pseudo taunt on it. Oh, this card is pretty good for Mage. I mean, Mage already runs a lot of secrets, so it's not like they have to fish in other secrets. This one's gonna be interesting, and to all enemy minions. So it's a Consecrate. You have a secret down. You have any secret down before you play this down, you just pulled off a Consecrate. So this is Consecrate for Mage, basically, with it adding a 4/4 on it. And that includes your opponent that you're facing, because that's how it's written. So it's a really good card, especially for aggro. Play this on turn 4 if you got a secret that hasn't triggered because of aggro. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Next up for us is going to be Collateral Damage. Collateral Damage is an 8-mana hunter, rare hunter spell that has deal 6 damage to 3 random enemy minions. Excess damage goes to the enemy hero. Now, I am hoping that it deals 6, 12, 18 damage all in, and it's 6, 6, and 6, and not just 6 damage divided amongst the 3 minions. It's going to be interesting, because, again, on this one, I would have to see how it's coded. If your opponent doesn't have 3 minions, it only has 2 minions, and they're 1/1s, do you deal 12, or do you deal, I should say, 10 because they had 2 minions on the board? Or do you deal 16 because the extra 6 damage comes into play? I mean, it's 8 mana, it's a good card, it's just too expensive. And that's where I'm going to put this. Hunter, don't run 8. Next up for us is going to be card 4, which for us is Conquerors Banner. Conquerors Banner is a 2 mana rare warrior spell card that has reveal card for each player's deck 3 times. Draw any of yours that cost more. 2 mana, possibility to draw 3, kind of playing that weird joust mechanic. I mean, Joust Intimacy play, this is basically the Joust mechanic coming back. This is for Big Warrior, this is Late Game Warrior, this is Control Warrior. If you can get its 2 mana, draw 3, which is roughly, Arcane Intellect plus an upside for 1 cheaper mana. But if you fizzle on any of these, you're going to be sad. And there's going to be a time where you're going to fizzle on all 3. And basically, you don't care what your opponent's playing. 9 times out of 10, you know what your opponent's playing by like turn 2, turn 3. You can basically tell every single card that's left in their deck. Getting the information of the 3 cards that are left is not going to be worth it. I would like to see what happens if your opponent has no minions left or has no cards left. If you automatically win all 3 times, would that be a very late game for that to happen? I mean, you gotta run small stuff in your deck. You can't just run all 8 cards and 9 cards and 10 cards. There's a chance that you're running 2 of these just in this deck alone to make this work. You draw the second one of these off of the first one and you're going to lose it. So there's going to be times where this completely lifts out. I wish that it was just reveal a card from your deck 3 times and then choose one would almost be better. Or your opponent chooses one, you draw the other 2 would be kind of an interesting way to do it. So that way your opponent's letting you draw 2, but picking the one that goes back in your deck would be kind of interesting. That could be an interesting mechanic down in the road because this, I just don't know. I want this to work. Warrior needs to draw. It's an interesting draw for Warrior. It's for Big Warrior only. Aggro Warrior's never gonna play this. It's not an aggro card, it's a defensive card. All those things should be good in the game. I'm just not sure if they are yet. Next up for us is card number 5, which is the Crazed Rich. Crazed Rich is a 2 mana common warrior minion that has +2 attack and charged when damaged. It's a 3 mana, it's a 2 mana 3/3 on a lot of times with charge. If you can get the off. I'm not sure if you're gonna run the location just for this one card, because I don't know any other cards that work with the location so far. It's has an upside to it that's gonna make it a 3/3 with charge, and there's gonna be times when you can put it in as a 3/3 with charge by hitting them for 1 more. But 3/3 for 2, leaving straight to face is, I'm not even sure worth it. There are spells that you can run it to that would just do 3 straight up damage that you wouldn't have to jump through hoops to get through. And that's the thing. I mean, yeah, you have a minion on the board, but it's going once in the face, and then it's basically kill a creature and deal 3 to face if you don't have a taunt in the way, is how this card should be written. Next up for us is going to be card 6, which is going to be Creepy Painting. Creepy Painting is a 3-mana 0/6 neutral minion that has, after another minion dies, become a copy of it. That's interesting. The problem, 3-mana 0/6, which minion is it counting? Like if you do a double trade, you get your minion that counts, you get the minion that died first counts. This is a way to basically get a clone in your deck, if you can get it off well. There's might be even times where you play this on 3 just to kind of get a clone of something, because it becomes a copy of it. Especially if it becomes an exact copy, that's going to be scary. You got to watch out if it becomes an exact copy. Even if it died, there's times where you're going to be happy to have an exact copy of a card in your deck, even if it died. So, I'm going to be cautious about this card. You think it's bad, but there's going to be times where you're sitting there going, oh my god, he now has 3 of those in his graveyard, and he now has 4 of those in the graveyard. Especially with death rattles. There's going to be some death rattles out there that's like, your death rattle died, now you have that death rattle again. Oh, that's going to be... See, and become a copy of it, if something was a 2/2 to start and then became buffed up to a 20/20 and then dies, does this become the 2/2? Does it become the 20/20? That's the problem with some of these cards, is I really have to know how they're going to work in interaction to get a better feel of it. Because if it just becomes the 2/2, it's not that great. If it becomes the 20/20 and gets all the buffs, that's going to be scary if you just trade it in something good. Also, you got to watch out for Colossals. Because as soon as this part becomes a Colossal, this gets all the parts of the Colossal. So this could be a Colossal cloner a lot. So, I'm going to get this Colossal cloner coming. Next up for us, it's going to be 7, which for us is Criminal Lineup. Criminal Lineup is an 8-mana common shaman minion card from the set. It's a spell that basically says choose a friendly minion, summon 3 copies of it, overload 2. That's good and bad at the same time. You have to have something on your board that you want to have 3 other copies of. You're not caring about the overload at this point. But on turn 8, I'm not sure. I mean, you can have something scary still be alive on turn 7, get 3 copies of it. Sometimes, getting 3 extra death rattles or something, getting 3 extra Colossals because you couldn't kill the main part of the Colossal. There's things that exist that you would be okay summoning 3 extra copies of, especially if it does what it's supposed to do, which would give it the attack and stats. This one should be that if you have something that was a 2/2 and became a 20/20, this makes 3 other copies of this. So, it's 8, but it can be a scary 8, so I'm going to give it could be a scary 8. Next up for us is card 8. Card 8 for us is the Crooked Cook. Crooked Cook is a 2-mana rare minion from the neutral set that says it's a 2-mana 1/4. It says at the end of your turn, if you dealt 3 or more damage to an enemy hero, draw a card. This is easy to complete onto. This is easy to slam down onto and do 3 on it. a lot of rogues, a lot of demon hunters are going to be able to slam this down, deal 3 on 2, and draw an extra card. It's not hard to deal 3 on turn 2, especially nowadays. It's going to see 1 draw and then it's going to die like every other draw card is. But if for whatever reason they can't kill it, if you dealt 3 last turn, this is dealing 1 by itself, so you only have to deal 2 next turn. Certain classes can just do that straight up like Hunter. So, this is gonna draw. That's what I'm gonna give this. This is gonna draw. Next up for us is card number 9 for us, which is the Crude Caretaker. Crude Caretaker is a 4-mana shaman minion from the set that says summon a 3/5 elemental with taunt. It's an evolve card. It's either to mess the evolve pool up or to help the evolve, it's helping an evolve target. Because you summon this, you then make it, you use one of your evolve tokens to make it go up to 5. It's also to dilute the pool, so if somebody is at a 3, there is a chance that they could get a 4-mana 1/1 and just be sad. So it's basically just an evolve token. 4 mana, summon a 3/5 is fair. With taunt, it's fair. The 1/1 basically is pointless. I mean, that makes it a 4 mana 4/6. That's basically exactly where you'd want it to be. That's good defensive stats. It's 2 bodies out on the board. This is an evolve token. It's to evolve your stuff, and it's to dilute the pool. In case you wonder what the token looks like, that's what the token looks like. Not bad. And for us today, the last one that we're going to do is going to be the Death Blossom Whomper. Death Blossom Whomper is a 6-mana 7/6 druid minion card that says draw a Death Rattle minion and gain its Death Rattle. You want something that's bigger than 6, that has a good Death Rattle, or you just want anything that's got a Death Rattle. I guess it doesn't have to be bigger than 6, but you gotta be at the point where all the cards that are left in your deck are Death Rattle. So you can almost kind of use this as a pseudo scry, where you only have like 1, maybe 2 other Death Rattles in your entire deck, but they have ridiculous Death Rattles. So you put this down, you get the Death Rattle from the other thing in your deck. It's a ridiculous Death Rattle, and maybe higher, maybe lower. I'm not even sure which way you want to go, but you just have a ridiculous Death Rattle. You use one of your charges from the maze to get it to trigger straight off the bat. You trade this in to actually get the Death Rattle again. It's not bad. It's just, you gotta have a Death Rattle that matters. And I'm not sure right now, even with the other Death Rattle that came out in this set, that's enough to make it matter. So, I'm gonna give this watch out in the future. That's what I'm gonna give this. Alright, that's the next 10 that came out. We've got one more here. So there's going to be one more after this. Two more left. So there's going to be 2 more left. Going to be doing a lot of reviews on this on Friday. And Saturday, I'm going to be doing a whole lot of this. So tomorrow, if you're on Twitch at all, I'm going to be doing all my recordings for all the stuff that's come out so far. I'll be doing everything for the remaining cards, and I'll be doing all the class breakdowns as far as I'm concerned. As always, thank you so much for watching. And as always, remember, play for fun.